The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Brooke Logan may quit Forrester after Ridge Forrester's rejection. Will Brooke eventually decide she's too heartbroken to stay? Despite Eric Forrester's predictions about Ridge ending up with Brooke, it looks like Ridge will choose Taylor Hayes instead. In fact, there's a good chance Ridge will propose to Taylor in the coming episodes. When Ridge reminded Eric of his commitment to Taylor, Eric acted like it wasn't much of one, since he wasn't engaged or married to her. The writing's on the wall for Ridge to pop the question to Taylor and devastate Brooke in the process. Regardless, Ridge seems poised to turn down a Brooke reunion and make it clear to her that Taylor is the one he wants now. Brooke may find herself feeling crushed and embarrassed in the aftermath. So what does this mean for her future at Forrester Creations? Of course, Brooke has made a commitment of her own to Brooke's bedroom and all her other responsibilities at the company. However, there may come a point when Brooke fulfills her obligations and ultimately decides to remove herself from a painful environment. Working around Ridge day after day could become too much for Brooke to bear. Brooke's persistent feud with Steffy Forrester probably won't make things any easier, so there could be good reasons for Brooke to resign from Forrester Creations. Brooke will do some soul-searching and use Nick Marone as a lifeline when he returns to B&B this June. Maybe Nick could help Brooke figure out a new career path in addition to the romantic reunion that's ahead of them. Whatever the case, Brooke will deal with some tough Ridge rejection news and struggle to move on, so quitting Forrester is certainly an option for her. Perhaps Brooke will make some updates to her life in more ways than one. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Liam Spencer may not have much time left. His inoperable brain tumor is progressing fast. Symptoms are worsening and hope is fading. As the clock ticks, Liam might plan a last trip to create final memories, and this could also explain Steffy Forrester's upcoming absence. Liam may not want to spend his final days in a hospital bed. A peaceful trip with loved ones could be his wish. Steffy, of course, would go with him. Their shared history is too deep to ignore. They might take Kelly and Beth for one last family vacation. Liam would want to laugh with his girls and make unforgettable memories. He knows time is short, and he'll want every moment to count. Jacqueline McInnes Wood's maternity leave is fast approaching. That means Steffy must be written off soon. A farewell trip with Liam fits the bill. It's emotional, logical, and storyline-driven. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Steffy's off-screen absence could feel natural if it's tied to Liam's condition. Whether it's a cozy cabin or a tropical island, the couple's exit will pack a punch. There's also a chance Liam enters a hospice out of town. He may want a quiet place to say goodbye. Keeping his kids from seeing his health fail might be his last act of love. If Steffy joins him, it explains her absence too. It's emotional storytelling at its finest, tragic, yet filled with care. Another possibility is an experimental treatment overseas. Liam may chase one last shot at survival. Steffy would never let him go through that alone. Even Finn might tag along as part of his medical team. With Finn involved in Liam's care, this could be a dramatic international arc. The emotional stakes would be sky high. Finn isn't just Steffy's husband. He's also a doctor who's heavily tied to Liam's storyline. He could be the one arranging the experimental procedures. He might even bring the test results himself. This puts Finn in the middle of both medical drama and emotional grief. His dual role makes this story even more layered. Before anything happens, Liam will want time with Kelly and Beth. His girls mean everything to him. Expect powerful scenes as he hugs them tight and shares fatherly wisdom. These goodbyes could be tearjerkers. They'll be the kind of moments that soap fans never forget, deeply moving and grounded in love. The storyline feels like a goodbye. While nothing is confirmed, fans are bracing for a possible exit. If Liam dies, it will change everything. And if Scott Clifton leaves, it will mark the end of an era. Whether he goes for treatment, a trip, or a final rest, his departure will leave a huge hole. The latest episode of The Bold and the Beautiful brings a thrilling mix of romance, secrets, and emotional revelations. From Will Spencer's complex feelings towards Electra Forrester to Liam Spencer's health crisis, the drama unfolds with unexpected twists and charged confrontations. The episode kicks off with Will Spencer celebrating Electra Forrester's success at a recent fashion show where she and her cousin Ivy Forrester unveiled a jewelry line. Their designs, blending modern elegance with timeless appeal, earned standing ovations and positive reviews, firmly establishing Electra as a rising star. Will, a loyal supporter of Electra's creative journey, showers her with heartfelt praise, though his admiration also carries a romantic undertone. However, Electra remains cautious. While she values their friendship, she is hesitant to pursue anything beyond that, focusing instead on her career. Her reluctance leaves Will feeling frustrated yet hopeful, as he tries to deepen their connection. His subtle flirtations are met with Electra's careful boundary setting, maintaining an air of mystery around their future. As Will's attention shifts to Electra, Luna Nozawa, who has her sights set on him, enters the scene. Watching from the sidelines, Luna is determined to regain Will's affection and employs a more calculated charm to win him over. Rather than overt flirtations, Luna now seeks to create moments of intimacy with Will, perhaps through a casual encounter or offering help with a project. Her calculated tactics raise the stakes in the romantic drama as she works to plant seeds of doubt in Will's mind about his feelings for Electra. Luna's backstory hints at a deeper need for validation, adding layers of complexity to her character as she works to reshape the love triangle dynamics. In a heartbreaking turn, Liam Spencer's ongoing health crisis takes center stage. His diagnosis of an inoperable brain mass casts a long shadow over his future. Determined to protect his loved ones, especially his daughters Kelly and Beth, Liam keeps the devastating news under wraps, confiding only in a few trusted individuals. Liam's resolve to fight the illness is unwavering. Despite the bleak prognosis, he explores alternative treatments and experimental therapies, holding on to a glimmer of hope for his family's sake. As his symptoms worsen, Liam makes the decision to move in with Steffi and Finn at the Cliff House for constant care. This change raises suspicions with Hope Logan, who questions the secrecy and what Liam is truly hiding. The tension mounts as she grapples with unanswered questions, and the weight of the secret strains Steffi and Finn's loyalty to Liam. Meanwhile, at Forrester Creations, Ridge Forrester and his father Eric engage in a heated conversation about Ridge's romantic life. Eric's insistence that Ridge reunite with Brooke creates a dramatic clash between father and son. Eric, firm in his belief that Ridge's happiness lies with Brooke, pushes for reconciliation, while Ridge resists, citing his connection with Taylor. The father-son conflict adds emotional depth to the episode, with both characters at odds over love, loyalty, and the future. At home, Brooke and her daughter Hope share an intimate moment, reflecting on their personal struggles and regrets. Hope expresses her guilt over her past actions with Carter Walton and wonders if it has affected her relationship with Brooke. Brooke reassures her daughter that love, despite its complications, is worth pursuing. As they discuss the possibility of rekindling Brooke's relationship with Ridge, the bond between mother and daughter strengthens, underscoring the episode's emotional core. Backstage at Forrester Creations, Carter Walton finds himself reflecting on his past relationship with Hope, while dealing with new complications involving Daphne. Despite his connection with Daphne, Carter remains steadfast in his commitment to Hope, determined to mend their fractured relationship. His loyalty and dedication to Hope highlight the ongoing struggles of maintaining love amidst external temptations. This episode of The Bold and the Beautiful masterfully intertwines themes of love, secrecy, and personal growth. As characters navigate their complex relationships, viewers are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the next chapter in these captivating storylines. From Will's pursuit of Elektra to Liam's health battle, the emotional stakes have never been higher. The delicate balance between love and loyalty promises more drama to come, keeping fans invested in every twist and turn. The Bold and the Beautiful fans have a reason to be upset with actor Scott Clifton, who is best known for his role as Liam Spencer on the hit CBS soap. That's because in an interview with Soap Opera Digest, Scott supposedly talked about the fate of his character. He didn't really say, however. Scott did quash the rumors that he's going back to General Hospital after his B&B run subsequently ends. He said, "I am not at all thinking about General Hospital or any other show. I'm just thinking about doing the best job I can do telling this story. That is what is important to me. I just want to do right by this show and this story, and in this storyteller, namely Brad." Of course, many B&B fans have had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some have even commented with, "So basically just doesn't confirm he's leaving or staying? Maybe he doesn't want to give it away, or maybe he doesn't know yet." Another fan wrote, "Didn't Bo Brady die of a brain tumor on Days of Our Lives and was dead for a decade, but then came back as an angel and then ultimately came back as a real person again? I hope he goes back to General Hospital. I wouldn't actually mind seeing Dylan and Sasha being a couple. I think that she needs someone fresh and Jason is too old." And then there was this comment as well, "I'd be awk if he left. He's had a good run, but more importantly, Brad Bell can't be bothered to write a decent story with 5 main characters lol. So if I'm Clifton, I'm looking at Days, BTG. He's a great actor." Then again, B&B fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. Tell us, what do you think about this story? Leave us your thoughts in our comments section below. Big changes are coming on The Bold and the Beautiful, and this time, it's Ridge Forrester taking the lead. After years of being pulled between two great loves, Ridge is ready to make a defining move. It's not just about Brooke or Taylor anymore. It's about reclaiming control over his future. Ridge has played the peacekeeper for too long. Now, he's stepping into the role of decision-maker, and that shift is going to shake up everything. For years, Ridge has lived in emotional limbo, caught between Taylor's steady devotion and Brooke's undeniable spark. No matter how hard he tried to balance both women, someone always got hurt. That pain hasn't just affected his relationships. It's fractured his sense of self. Now, Ridge is starting to see that staying neutral isn't noble, it's damaging. The only way forward is through decisive action. This time, he's not waiting for the storm to pass. He's choosing to face it head-on. Taylor has stood by Ridge with patience and grace, but even she has her limits. After Brooke's stunning showstopper moment, Taylor's insecurities were on full display. She felt like the second choice again, and Ridge could see it in her eyes. He knows that words won't ease her doubts anymore. If he wants to keep Taylor, he'll need to do something bold. That could mean a proposal, not just for romance, but as proof of his commitment to their future. Brooke, on the other hand, still believes there's a chance. Her recent comments hint at a hopeful reunion. She's even teased the idea of another wedding, convinced that her history with Ridge gives her the edge. But Brooke may be misreading the signals. Ridge isn't looking backward. He's thinking about what brings him peace now, and that might mean saying goodbye to destiny once and for all. For Brooke, that realization could be devastating. If Ridge does propose to Taylor, the fallout will be massive. For Taylor, it would bring the validation she's long waited for. For Brooke, it would feel like betrayal all over again. Still, this decision isn't just about emotions, it's about direction. Ridge isn't just choosing a woman, he's choosing the kind of life he wants. One with less drama, one with deeper roots, one where he isn't constantly caught in the middle. More than anything, this storyline marks a turning point for Ridge himself. He's no longer reacting to others. He's creating his own path. That kind of personal growth has been a long time coming. Whatever the outcome, this decision is different. It's deliberate, it's mature, and it might be the first time Ridge is truly acting in his own best interest, not just trying to keep the peace between two powerful women. The Bold and the Beautiful is building toward a moment that could change Ridge's future forever. His next move won't just affect Taylor and Brooke. It could redefine who Ridge Forrester is at his core. Will this be the beginning of real peace, or the spark that lights another fire? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Carter Walton will be furious over Steffy Forrester and Daphne Rose's scheme. It looks like Katie Logan will expose the truth after eavesdropping, so let's talk about all the drama ahead. The week of April 28, May 2 will bring some big moments for Katie. We'll go into protective mode when it comes to Carter. Katie is Carter's former flame and still cares about him, so she'll view Daphne as trouble and will want her to just go away. Instead, Daphne will plant another kiss on Carter and keep trying to convince him to put Hope Logan in the rearview mirror. Katie will spy Daphne stealing a smooch from Carter, so she definitely won't be happy about that. Next on B&B, Katie will overhear something that makes her even more convinced Daphne needs to head back to Paris. It turns out Katie will be listening nearby while Daphne and Zende Forrester Dominguez think they're having a private discussion. Katie will discover Daphne came to town at Steffy Forrester's request, and that she's been lying to Carter this entire time. Steffy wanted Daphne to insert herself at Forrester Creations, convince Carter to surrender power, and split him up from Hope as well. Daphne's whole motivation for coming to Los Angeles was to play dirty for Steffy. Once Katie eavesdrops on this conversation that isn't meant for her ears, she'll corner Daphne alone. Katie will call Daphne out and push her to confess that she's been influencing Carter on Steffy's orders. Daphne will no doubt argue that all that's over now, that the Forresters are on the throne again. Although Daphne will defend her authentic feelings for Carter, Katie won't be willing to stay silent about Daphne's original agenda. Since Daphne keeps acting like Hope is such a manipulator, Katie may think she's a hypocrite who deserves to go down for what she did. Daphne manipulated Carter more than Hope ever did, so Katie will think it's time for him to find out. At some point, it looks like Katie will indeed expose Daphne and Steffy's scheme to Carter, who's bound to be livid. Carter will definitely feel betrayed and may want nothing to do with Daphne after this revelation. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Katie will make some predictions about Daphne's Paris return, so stay tuned for updates on any departure news that might be brewing. In a powerful arc from The Bold and the Beautiful, an attempt to manage a private health crisis takes a dramatic turn, unraveling lives and relationships. Liam Spencer's secret battle with a brain tumor sets off a cascade of emotional decisions and unintended consequences, culminating in a moment of betrayal that redefines the dynamics between him, Steffy Forrester, and John Finn Finnegan. Initially, Liam chooses to keep his diagnosis private, seeking support only from Steffy, his former partner and mother of his child, and her husband Finn, a doctor. In a gesture of compassion and trust, the couple agrees to shelter Liam and provide care, with Finn monitoring his condition discreetly from home. What begins as a noble act of friendship and medical necessity slowly morphs into an emotionally volatile environment. Living under the same roof reignites old feelings between Liam and Steffy, fueled by shared memories and emotional vulnerability. One rainy evening, with Finn at the hospital on an emergency call, the emotional boundary between Steffy and Liam collapses. A conversation over wine turns into a kiss, and then escalates into an intimate encounter they cannot undo. The fallout is immediate and devastating. Finn returns home early and discovers them asleep in each other's arms. The betrayal is both personal and profound. Finn had not only welcomed Liam into his home, but also put his own marriage at risk to support him. His reaction is measured but firm. He asks Liam to leave, rejecting attempts at explanation or apology. Steffy pleads for forgiveness, insisting the affair was a mistake and that her love for Finn remains unchanged. However, the damage is severe. Finn, overwhelmed by grief and disillusionment, chooses to leave the house. Their daughter, Kelly, becomes an unintended casualty of the chaos, as Steffy struggles to explain the collapse of her family. Meanwhile, Liam's health continues to decline. Without Finn's supervision, his symptoms worsen. A collapse during a walk with Kelly leads to hospitalization, forcing a confrontation with his father, Bill Spencer. Bill's anger is twofold. He is furious that Liam hid the diagnosis, and even more so that Liam turned to his ex and her husband instead of family. Despite his emotional turmoil, Finn continues to uphold his medical oath, treating Liam with professionalism during his emergency surgery. Although Liam survives, he emerges humbled. He offers Finn a sincere apology, one devoid of excuses, acknowledging that trust, once broken, cannot be repaired easily. In parallel, Steffy initiates joint counseling in an effort to reconcile. During therapy, raw emotions surface. Finn admits that while he still loves Steffy, regaining trust may be impossible. The storyline pivots toward realism, depicting not only the emotional wreckage of betrayal, but also the psychological complexity of forgiveness. As Steffy begins rebuilding her life, focusing on Kelly and personal healing, Finn remains distant yet observant. Though he has not filed for divorce, the silence between them suggests that reconciliation may be far off, if at all possible. This storyline underscores the bold and the beautiful signature blend of emotional intensity and moral ambiguity. Through Liam's illness, Steffy's confusion, and Finn's heartbreak, the show examines the cost of trust and the fragility of human relationships, where one act can redefine destinies. In this world, silence isn't resolution. It's merely a pause before the next storm. The aftermath of the Forrester fashion show continues to cast a long shadow over everyone involved, especially Ridge Forrester. While the show's chaos still lingers in his mind, he begins to unravel the true sequence of events that led to the dramatic conclusion. In the days following, Ridge replays the show in his mind. The delays, the mounting tension, and Brooke Logan's timely arrival just in time to save the grand finale. However, when Ridge learns that Brooke's near-disastrous moment wasn't as accidental as it seemed, the revelation shakes him to his core. Eric Forrester is the first to drop a hint, mentioning how close they were to losing the showstopper. Ridge's curiosity grows, but it's Brooke herself who fully explains the situation. In a quiet meeting at Forrester, she recounts the chaos she experienced, the locked vault, rising panic, and, crucially, the fact that Taylor Hayes was the one responsible for the mishap. Initially, Ridge doesn't want to believe it. He attempts to dismiss it as an unfortunate mistake, an accident. But as more details come to light, Taylor locking the door and failing to seek immediate help, his anger begins to simmer. When he confronts Taylor, the conversation quickly turns tense. Ridge's voice is sharp, his tone laced with bitterness. "You nearly ruined everything. You embarrassed Brooke. You embarrassed this company." Taylor is taken aback by Ridge's harshness. She tries to defend herself, claiming it was an accident, that she never intended to cause harm. However, Ridge is no longer interested in excuses. His frustration stems not only from the incident, but also from the realization that his loyalty and protective instincts still lie with Brooke, not Taylor. Ridge's anger culminates in a chilling ultimatum. "Another mistake like this, and we're done. I mean it, Taylor." The weight of his words hangs heavy in the air. Taylor, devastated, feels as though she's been slapped. The man who once promised to cherish and protect her now stands before her, treating her as a liability. In that moment, a painful truth becomes undeniable. Ridge's heart has never fully belonged to her. His loyalty shifts too easily, especially when Brooke is involved. His anger is far more intense when Brooke is threatened than it ever was when Taylor was hurt. Taylor, heartbroken, faces a crushing realization. No matter how deeply she loves Ridge, she may always be second in his eyes. The love she believed in, the relationship she fought for, has always been built on duty, not passion. In a moment of vulnerability, Taylor whispers, "I thought you believed in us," but Ridge doesn't soften. Instead, he turns away, leaving Taylor standing alone, holding on to a relationship that seems more fragile than ever. Meanwhile, Brooke watches from the sidelines, quietly satisfied. She knows that Ridge's heart is returning to her, not because she demanded it, but because it was never truly gone. As Ridge's feelings for Brooke resurface, the future of his relationship with Taylor becomes increasingly uncertain. Will Taylor fight to save what she has left, or will she accept that Ridge's love for Brooke is an obstacle she can never overcome? The next moves these characters make will undoubtedly reshape everything. Ridge's loyalties and his ability to stay committed to Taylor are now in question. In a pivotal episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, long-standing tensions escalated as Eric Forrester issued a stern ultimatum to Taylor Hayes, challenging the fragile dynamic between Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor. What was meant to be a turning point in Ridge's romantic allegiance instead ignited deeper conflicts within the Forrester family. After Ridge publicly reaffirmed his commitment to Taylor, the fallout was immediate. Brooke attempted to accept his choice with grace, but Eric grew increasingly resentful. Despite Ridge's cold dismissal of media praise that lauded him and Brooke as fashion's iconic couple, Eric couldn't ignore the emotional turmoil unfolding. He viewed Taylor not as a passive bystander, but as an active manipulator exploiting Ridge's lingering guilt. The confrontation came to a head when Taylor visited the Forrester estate expecting a routine encounter. Instead, she was met by Eric at the door, uncharacteristically stern and unyielding. He declared that she was no longer welcome, accusing her of overstepping boundaries and leveraging Ridge's vulnerability for her own gain. When Taylor suggested his motivation was to reunite Ridge with Brooke, Eric dismissed her claim with finality. Ridge arrived just in time to witness the tail end of the confrontation, left visibly shaken and indecisive. The tension in the room was palpable, with Taylor's humiliation clashing against Eric's firm resolve. Eric asserted that her connection with Ridge was rooted in fear, not love, and that prolonging the relationship was futile. Taylor departed in silence, her composure intact, but her pride clearly wounded. Ridge followed, but she stopped him, acknowledging her disappointment with resigned clarity. Back inside, Eric appeared unapologetic, certain that his actions were necessary to awaken Ridge from emotional denial. Donna later attempted to mediate, but Eric remained steadfast, believing that intervention was crucial before Ridge made an irreversible decision. Meanwhile, Ridge grappled with conflicting emotions, questioning whether Taylor's retreat was evidence of doubt in her own heart. For Brooke, the episode offered unexpected validation. Though she played no role in Eric's harsh stance, it echoed the sentiments she had long suppressed. Still, uncertainty lingered. Would Eric's interference bring Ridge closer to her or drive him deeper into Taylor's arms? This emotionally charged standoff marks a critical shift in the show's narrative arc. With loyalty, pride, and heartbreak on the line, viewers are left to wonder, was Eric's bold intervention a necessary wake-up call, or did it cause more harm than good? And most importantly, will Ridge finally confront the truth about where his heart belongs? In the latest dramatic shift at Forrester Creations, Katie Logan inadvertently uncovers a secret conversation between Zend and Daphne, one that exposes a larger manipulative scheme orchestrated by Steffy Forrester. The implications are significant. Carter and Hope were not victims of natural romantic fallout, but rather pawns in a deliberately executed plan. Katie immediately acts on the information. She convenes a private meeting with Hope and Carter, laying out the sequence of events in detail. it becomes clear that Daphne was intentionally deployed to manipulate Carter, with the ultimate goal of damaging Hope's reputation and isolating her within the company. While Hope reacts with quiet disbelief, Carter erupts in anger, grappling with the emotional manipulation he endured. Carter later confronts Steffi directly at Forrester Creations, delivering a powerful rebuke. Accusing her of distorting reality for control, he denounces her for turning genuine relationships into strategic weapons. Steffi's composure begins to falter as Carter warns of consequences. Meanwhile, Hope processes her betrayal not with sorrow, but with cold precision. Recognizing that emotional retaliation would be more effective than confrontation, she identifies Steffi's most vulnerable asset, her marriage to Finn. Though Hope has no intention of forming a romantic connection, she initiates a subtle seduction strategy, leveraging Finn's empathy and trust. The following day, Hope visits Finn at the hospital under the guise of concern and friendship. Her approach is measured and emotionally resonant. Unaware of the underlying motive, Finn engages with her openly, creating the first cracks in Steffi's personal life. Back at Forrester, Steffi senses the growing fallout. Carter refuses further communication, Eric Forrester begins to question her leadership, and office rumors begin circulating. The tension intensifies when she discovers Finn has spent extended time with Hope. What began as a calculated act of professional sabotage now threatens to destabilize Steffi's marriage and social standing. This storyline raises critical questions. Is Hope's plan a just response or a path to greater collateral damage? Will Carter escalate the matter and make Steffi's manipulation public? As alliances shift, the bold and the beautiful underscores that in Los Angeles, emotional warfare often disguises itself as kindness, and in Hope Logan's case, revenge is executed with chilling precision. In the latest developments on The Bold, and the beautiful Ridge Forrester once again finds himself at a crossroads, emotionally tethered between Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes. Recent spoilers for episodes through early May 2025 underscore Ridge's inner turmoil, catalyzed by Eric Forrester's strategic manipulations and Brooke's unexpected resurgence on the runway. Despite Ridge's current commitment to Taylor, his unresolved feelings for Brooke are resurfacing, particularly after Eric orchestrated a bold move by dressing Brooke in her classic Portofino gown. The gesture, while framed as a business decision, was a calculated attempt to reignite Ridge's connection to Brooke and challenge Steffi Forrester's interference in his romantic decisions. Eric's maneuvering appears to be a response to Steffi's efforts to cement Ridge's relationship with Taylor and keep Brooke at bay. However, the fashion show climax revealed that Brooke's participation was not her own doing, but rather a masterstroke by Eric, aiming to influence Ridge through nostalgia and emotional triggers. While Ridge remains with Taylor for now, his wavering heart suggests the story is far from settled. Meanwhile, Katie Logan uncovers a disturbing plot involving Daphne Rose, who was allegedly planted by Steffi to sabotage Carter Walton's relationship with Hope Logan. Katie confronts Daphne, leading to an explosive revelation that shakes Forrester Creations' foundation. Daphne's manipulation, including a staged romance with Carter, draws sharp criticism and threatens to dismantle the trust within the team. Hope, grappling with betrayal and confusion, receives surprising encouragement from her ex-husband, Liam Spencer, who urges her to reconsider Carter. As the truth unfolds, this support may rekindle Hope and Carter's relationship, positioning them for a possible reconciliation now that the external interference is exposed. In parallel, Luda Nozawa continues her pursuit of Will Spencer, adding another layer of intrigue to the show's evolving dynamics. With romantic rivalries heating up and long-buried schemes surfacing, the week of May 5 to 9 promises pivotal shifts for several characters. Beyond these entanglements, a deeper thematic undercurrent emerges. Is Ridge truly Brooke's destiny? Their decades-long saga, characterized by repeated cycles of passion, betrayal, and reconciliation, invites scrutiny. While Ridge often wavers under familial pressures and shifting loyalties, Brooke's evolution as a fiercely independent and principled woman raises questions about whether their relationship represents genuine compatibility or nostalgic codependence. Critically, Ridge has consistently failed to support Brooke during key public and familial conflicts, choosing neutrality or complicity over advocacy. In contrast, figures like Bill Spencer, despite their own flaws, have offered Brooke unconditional support and acceptance. This contrast highlights a fundamental issue. Ridge's love often feels contingent, shaped by expectations and ideals, rather than true partnership. As modern viewers increasingly value emotional maturity and mutual respect in relationships, the narrative arc of Brooke and Ridge appears misaligned with contemporary ideals. Brooke's character trajectory suggests she may be ready to break free from the toxic romantic cycle and seek stability outside of Ridge's vacillating affections. The upcoming weeks are set to challenge long-standing relationships and redefine alliances. With engagement rumors surrounding Ridge and Taylor, the return of Nick Marone on the horizon, and Carter and Hope's potential reunion, The Bold and the Beautiful continues to pivot dramatically, forcing every character to reconsider what love, loyalty, and destiny really mean. In recent developments from CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful, Forrester Creations finds itself at the epicenter of both professional upheaval and personal conflict following an unexpected incident at their highly anticipated fashion show. The event, which initially dazzled critics and audiences alike, took an unforeseen turn. Although the design was met with widespread admiration, it caused internal chaos behind the scenes. Steffy Forrester, who had meticulously organized the show, interpreted Brooke's actions as a deliberate attempt to destabilize both the event and Ridge Forrester's emotions, given their tumultuous history. Steffy quickly concluded that Brooke's continued presence at Forrester Creations posed a threat to both the company's stability and Ridge's emotional well-being. Supported initially by Ridge, albeit with reluctant agreement, Steffy moved to terminate Brooke's employment. However, opposition quickly arose in the form of Eric Forrester, the company's patriarch and majority shareholder, who revealed that he had encouraged Brooke to create a memorable moment during the show. Eric perceived Brooke's bold move as a creative triumph rather than a betrayal and strongly opposed Steffy's decision. Invoking his authority, Eric called for a board meeting to challenge Steffy's leadership, sparking an internal power struggle with significant implications for the company's future. As divisions deepened within the family, the battle lines became clear. Steffy prioritized protecting the company's long-term stability, while Eric emphasized loyalty, legacy, and the need to honor Brooke's contributions. Amid this escalating conflict, Ridge remained torn between his loyalty to Steffy and his unresolved feelings for Brooke, mirroring the broader tension between tradition and transformation within Forrester Creations. Simultaneously, other key storylines unfolded. Ridge's conflicted emotions intensified following revelations that the decision for Brooke to model the show-stopping gown originated with Eric, not Brooke herself. This revelation reignited old feelings, complicating Ridge's commitment to Taylor Hayes and setting the stage for renewed romantic entanglements. Meanwhile, Hope Logan faced emotional turmoil of her own as she discovered unsettling changes in Liam Spencer's behavior. Concern grew when she learned that Liam had moved to a remote loft and was evading direct communication. Unbeknownst to Hope, Liam is privately battling a serious illness, choosing to shield her from the burden rather than disclose his condition. Adding to the tension, a new character, Daphne Rose, emerged at Forrester Creations with unclear motives. After orchestrating a provocative kiss with Carter Walton, she disrupted the already fragile trust Hope had in her relationships. Katie Logan, ever the vigilant protector, intervened, vowing to uncover Daphne's true intentions and protect her family. As these interwoven narratives unfold, The Bold and the Beautiful continues to explore themes of loyalty, ambition, hidden agendas, and the enduring complexity of family ties. With Forrester Creations' leadership hanging in the balance and personal relationships under siege, the stakes have never been higher. Fans can expect further drama as Ridge faces a pivotal choice between duty and desire. Hope grapples with unsettling truths about Liam, and new alliances and betrayals threaten to reshape the fabric of Forrester Creations. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers tease that May Sweeps is ready to bring the thrills and chills to the CBS soap based in LA, and we have all the details for you here. Keep reading to discover who is doing what and where as another exciting sweeps period kicks off. As the news of Liam Spencer's death sentence leaks out, expect the dramarama to kick into high gear. Hope Logan grills Liam over his new living arrangement at Steffy Forrester and John Finn Finnegan's beach house. This makes no sense to her, but then again, she has no idea of his medical situation. Sin know all about it, however, and are intent on caring for Liam. He doesn't want anyone to know about his inoperable brain mass, but living with Sin raises questions. Meanwhile, Liam's powerful dad Bill Spencer could help if he was in on the secret. But Dodo Liam blames his dad for his condition, which is about par for the course given his IQ. Elsewhere, Brooke Logan is once again wondering who she wants to be when she grows up. After Ridge Forrester rejected her again, she has no idea what to do. Sad, very sad. No wonder Hope is the way she is. Basically, Brooke has to decide how to live her best single life unless she gets her claws into another man. Luna Nozawa keeps trying to score with Will Spencer, and her grandma Sheila Sharp is eager to help her out. Will these two harm Electra Forrester to get what they want? Finally, Katie Logan discovers how and why Daphne Rose came to lay. She overhears Daphne and Zendi Forrester Dominguez talk about the plot that Steffi devised to break up Cope, and this makes her angry. Katie finds out that Daphne was a plant charged with getting in Carter Walton's mind. Daphne and her perfume succeeded in Steffi's agenda, but they did not want anyone to know what they were up to. Then Daphne went and fell for Carter for real, and she's sticking around to bag her man. But this won't happen if Katie has anything to say about it. How will Carter respond when Katie tells him the truth? He hasn't gotten over Hope yet, so he could tell Daphne to take a hike. In that case, Daphne may fly back to Paris on her broom and be done with Le.